Hi, I'm Julieanne. Here are 10 tips for working with the painting tools in Photoshop. First, as many of you most likely know, tapping the left or right bracket keys will decrease or increase the brush size. Holding down the left or right bracket keys continuously decreases or increases the brush size. And we can add the Shift key to the bracket keys to increase or decrease the brush hardness. But another way to change the size of a painting tool, which I find much quicker, is to use the heads-up display. On Mac, Control-Option-Drag left or right in order to decrease or increase the brush size. Drag up and down to decrease or increase the brush hardness. On Windows, you'll Control+Alt right-click and then drag left or right to decrease or increase the brush size, and up or down to decrease or increase the brush hardness. If you prefer to change the brush opacity instead of the brush hardness based on the vertical drag movement, you can select Photoshop, Settings, and then Tools. On Windows, this would be under Edit, and then Preferences and Tools, and uncheck Vary Round Brush Hardness based on the HUD vertical movement. All right, number 2. I'm sure that many of you have at some time had your brush tip shape change to crosshairs. This happens when the Caps Lock key is enabled, as Cap Locks toggles between your preferred brush tip and precise cursors. To view additional cursor options, I'll select Photoshop, Settings, Cursors. Under Painting Cursors, we can choose between viewing the standard cursor, which displays the painting tool's icon, and Precise, which displays crosshairs. If you choose Precise as your preference, enabling the Cap Locks key will toggle the display to the normal brush tip shape. The normal brush tip shape displays the shape of the brush, where the brush shape represents those pixels in the brush that will paint with greater than 50% effect. This means that with a soft edge brush, one where the hardness is set to a low percentage, the paint will extend beyond the circle icon. On the other hand, if you select full-size brush tip, the brush shape represents all of the pixels to be painted, regardless of their effect. Therefore, no paint will extend beyond the circle icon. We can also choose to vary the weight of the brush tip outline from the drop-down menu. With the normal brush tip selected, we can easily find the center of a brush by enabling Show Crosshairs in Brush Tip. If we don't want to see the brush icon but only see the crosshairs while painting, we can choose Show Only Crosshairs While Painting. In this case, we'll still see the cursor when we're repositioning the brush in the image area, but on mouse down, only the crosshairs will be displayed until you release the mouse again. If you prefer not to see your cursor at all when painting, choose No Cursor While Painting. Again, we'll still see the cursor when repositioning the brush in the image area, but on mouse down, the entire cursor will be hidden. To have Photoshop display a line between the brush and the paint stroke, which can be helpful when creating precise brush strokes and when tracing outlines, enable Show Brush Leash while smoothing. All right, tip 3. When switching between painting tools, each tool retains whatever settings were previously assigned to it. Here we can see that the brush tool is large, and if I select the eraser tool, we can see that it is small. Let's return to the brush tool by tapping the B key and paint a simple stroke. Now, if I want to keep the same brush attributes when using the eraser tool, I'll simply hold the tilde key to temporarily swap to the eraser while still keeping those same brush attributes. If we look at the options bar when the tilde key is pressed, we can see that it changes the painting tool's blend mode to clear, which, if you're working on a layer and not the background, can also be done manually by selecting it in the options bar or by using the keyboard shortcut Option-Shift+R on Mac or Alt-Shift+R on Windows. In addition, if I choose Photoshop, Settings, and Tools, we can enable Use Paintbrush Tip to erase while using a stylus eraser. This enables stylus users to use the tilde key to toggle between the brush and the eraser. If your keyboard doesn't have the tilde key, you can choose Edit, and then Keyboard Shortcuts, choose the Shortcuts for Tools, and scroll down the list, and then enter a custom keyboard shortcut for Brush Toggles Erase. This is a nice segue for tip number 4. As we can see here, there are several painting tool options which can be assigned custom keyboard shortcuts, including changing the size of the brush, the edge hardness, selecting the next and previous brush in the preset picker, displaying the foreground or background color picker, there's mixer brush options, and more. Tip 5. Let me hide this layer and target the background. While using several of the painting tools, we can hold the Option key on Mac or the Alt key on Windows, and that will sample a color with the eyedropper while still keeping the painting tool selected. Now, if you prefer not to see the sample ring, we can switch to the eyedropper tool and in the options bar, disable Show Sample Ring. We can also choose the sample size and choose which layers to sample from. All right, let's return to the brush tool by tapping the B key, and I'll get a smaller brush. I'll tap the D key to get my default colors and tap X so that I'm painting with white and target this layer. To constrain a paint stroke to a horizontal or vertical line, I'll hold the Shift key while painting. I can also click once and then hold the Shift key and then click again to have Photoshop connect the paint strokes with a straight line. Tip number 7. Immediately after painting a stroke, we can select Edit and then Fade Brush tool to change the opacity and change the blend mode of the paint stroke. Number 8. Similar to how we can use the Tilda key to change between the brush and the eraser tool while maintaining the same brush settings, we can also toggle between the Sharpen and Blur tools or the Dodge and Burn tools while maintaining the same brush settings, but we need to use a different shortcut. I'll select the background layer, and with the Dodge tool selected, I'll lighten this area, and then hold the Option key or Alt key on Windows to switch to the Burn tool and darken this area using the same brush attributes. It's not very pretty, but you get the idea. I'll use Command Z or Control Z on Windows to undo that. Tip 9. The Eraser tool can erase with history. When Photoshop opens a document, it takes by default a snapshot of the document that appears at the top of the History panel. I'll tap E to select the Eraser tool. I'll choose Image, Adjustments, Invert. Then holding Option on Mac or Alt on Windows, I'll erase and Photoshop will erase to the snapshot. To change the history state that the eraser uses to paint from, we can click on any empty well to the left of the desired state in history. It's important to know that both states, the one chosen to erase with and the one that's being erased upon, must have corresponding layers and be in the same color mode for this to work. Tip number 10. Let's convert the background into a layer by tapping the lock icon in the options bar. The eraser tool has a special mode called Block, which gives you an eraser in the shape of a square. I'll zoom out and then click to erase this square area, and what's unique about this mode is that when I zoom in, the tool still erases the same portion of the screen, regardless of that zoom level. It's a bit odd, but I found it to be useful when mocking up UI designs. And one last bonus tip. Let me tap B to select the brush tool, and if the currently selected layer can't be painted upon, say it's a smart object or in this case a shape layer, Photoshop will create a new layer when you start painting. If you want to disable this feature, you can select Photoshop and then Settings and General and disable Create New Layer when brushing. I prefer this option to be disabled because most of the time, if I'm trying to paint on a non-pixel based layer, I'm typically on the wrong layer or I've forgotten to target a mask, and I'd rather see the warning icon that says I can't paint on this layer so that I can choose the correct layer or mask before painting. I'm Julieanne. Thanks for watching.